Alright, so this episode, we're probably going to start looking at cube recipes for Diablo 2 Eastern Sun. We're going to start with the secret recipes. All the recipes now requires the ancient scroll itself as one of the input. After cubing, the scroll will be returned. Even if you've read this page, you don't know the recipe in the game until you find the scroll. So you need secret recipe 1, 2, 3, so there's a whole bunch of them, right? You cube a cookbook with a steak to make an elixir. You could make any magic weapon into a normal item of the same type. You can make any magic armor into the normal item of the same type. You could make any crafted weapon or armor into a unique item. So I don't think I've ever used that one just because uniques are so easy to get. You could turn crafted armor into a set item. You could turn crafted armor into a unique item of the same type. Oh, rings and amulets. Crafted rings and amulets to make set rings and amulets. Magic rare set unique weapon, 5 players ears, 10 souls. Adds as a forging mod plus 5% to experience gain. And you could do magic rare set unique weapon, 5 players ears, 66% extra gold. And you could get a rare amulet with plus 1 to 5% extra experience gained. You could get a ring with 1 to 66% extra gold, and a magic rare crafted ring. Gem sockets. So this is really important. It adds sockets to your rings, and it adds sockets to your amulets. Then secret recipe 14. So this one's pretty important too. You just trade 2 dragon stones or 2 of any of these other things to get any perfect gem you want. So if we want to get perfect gems, all we need is secret recipe 14. Then we can get any of them. And then you could also get runes with secret recipe 15. So they do take a lot of resources. It is more efficient to just farm it yourself later, but maybe we'll try some of them. Recipe 16, normal superior. So this adds sockets to superior items without losing the superiority. And the ethereal maybe? Normal superior armor. And there's so much more. Magic boots adds 10% faster run walk, capped at 120%. So they have to be magic boots. The magic shield, it has to be a magic shield, 10% faster block rate, capped at 120%. So I believe you could keep on adding this to the item. And a magic weapon, 10% increased attack speed. So only magic items. Magic gloves, 10% faster cast rate, capped at 120. So these materials, they will take you a long time to get. So it's not like you could just boost it to 120 right away. Ethereal magic weapon armor, ethereal magic item of the same type. Oh, this is to re-roll ethereal items. Oh, you could re-roll ethereal items. Amazing. So if we just find one base, we just get gems, then we could re-roll ethereal items. We could re-roll rare items too, right? Unique item, set item, maple leaf. Thought there was a way to make a re-roll just rare items without it being ethereal. Maybe it's one of the recipes, or maybe it's just a recipe you don't even have to unlock. That would make sense. So I think we've looked at there long enough. So these are the scrolls that you have to use to learn the recipes. Essentially, your multi-stalker, all those like dragon stones and identify things that you picked up. Like all these dragon stones and all of these ancient decipherers, which essentially one dragon stone counts as 8 ancient decipherers. So essentially, if we just have the multi-stalker here, so usually you'd have to go like this. You take like any ancient scroll, the item level. The item level is dependent on how high the scroll can roll. So like item level 1 could only roll the first 3 recipes, I think. Maybe item level 3 or something could roll the next 3 recipes. So usually you throw one ancient decipherer in here, then you cube it, and then it'd be identified. Now we have ancient scroll 3. So now we could turn any magic armor into a regular armor. And I believe you could just use your multi-stalker, right? You just throw the multi-stalker in here, and then you just throw a scroll in here, and then you identify it. Yep. Alright. So now we have scroll number 2. You could turn a magic weapon to a normal weapon. So we're just going to be identifying these. I don't know if we can get scroll 14. So there's scroll number 1 to make elixirs. Elixirs are probably pretty important. So let's just start with the low-leveled ones, or do we just identify high-leveled ones? Because essentially, the low-leveled ones also have a chance to roll as low-level recipe anyways. And the ones that we don't use, we could also turn them into Dragonstone. So, level 12, recipe 12, alright. So we get decently high recipes then. That was like item level 15 scroll, we think. So essentially, the duplicates, we could either turn them into Dragonstones, or we could re-roll them into a chance to get a higher leveled scrolls. So we have these. We're gonna have to reorganize them. Scroll 6. So maybe we'll just go through, identify them, we'll put them into the bank and see what we have, but essentially we're just going to identify all of them for now, see what they all are. Just costs 1 ancient decipher each time we do this. Alright, so we have them all identified, and we did organize these coupons a bit, right? All the helmet coupons will be here, all the body armor, all the belt coupons. Here's the boots, the heavy boots, the chain boots. Gloves, we don't have any glove coupons. The shield coupons, and the hand axe coupons. So we could make the hand axe, right? You just cube 3 of these to make the item. So maybe we'll just check out the hand axe. Might as well just cube it, since this is the only item we have 3 coupons for. So if we cube 3 coupons of a kind to make a LOD unique with 2 sockets. So this would be the original one, should be upgraded, and it should have 2 sockets, so it's only a level 3 item. Crushing blow, open wounds, extra damage, A2 strength, the 2 sockets. 2 sockets is probably what would bring this a little bit more powerful. Essentially, it seems pretty weak. It doesn't have anything. It just has crushing blows, probably pretty good, but 1 to 14 damage. It is a level 3 weapon, I guess, though. And then we got what, like the two-handed coupons. We got the ranged ones. Got all the mage, throwing guitars, and then we just had some like rings and amulets runs, right? Once we get 3 rings, then we could just make the rings. Once we get 3 amulets, we could make the amulets. So then these things. So we have recipe 1, 2, 3, 4, we're missing 5. We have 6, 7, we're missing 8. So we're trying to organize these. The extra ones that we don't need, since we're just going to be normal here for now, we could just go trade with you. Trade buy randomized stones for 2,000. I think we're just going to buy 6. So the cube recipe for this was, if we go here, right, ancient relics, 2 ancient scrolls 1 through 25 plus 1 randomized stone will give you ancient scroll 1 through 30. So just be a way to get higher leveled scrolls at a earlier difficulty. And we have no use for having duplicates of scrolls, right? So we just throw 2 scrolls in the Roderick cube, and then we just cube 2 that we don't need that are in between 1 and level 30, and then it would become a scroll between 1 and 30. So it became number 3. We already have this one, so we can just throw these ones in here with another randomized stone, and it gives us scroll 6. So we already had this one. So it could be any scroll 1 to 30. So it's like a 1 in 30 chance. You could get low ones. Scroll 13. Amulet any jewel. So this adds a socket to an amulet. That's pretty good. So the one that we're looking for is scroll 14, right? If we get 14, then we could start pretty much making our own perfect gems. Scroll 6, we've gotten so many of those. Scroll 21, so that's definitely one that we can't get at these levels. So we could maybe go buy, what, 1, 2 more randomized stones? Try to get it. If not, then we could come back later, because we could just go farm them anywhere, right? Really good places are like the cold plains, the stony field, the dark wood, underground passage, just because there's all the fallen packs. All the fallen groups are really good. Just kill some enemies so quick. scroll 16, 14, 15, 16. So usually we have it like this or something. This would be scroll 11, scroll 12. Maybe we could just move it over in case we get duplicates. If we get duplicates, we could re-roll them, or we could actually turn them directly into more dragon stones themselves. That would be the other recipe. Essentially, all these extra recipes that you get that you don't need, you could just turn them into more dragon stones. Dragon stones. All you do is cube them with a key. So essentially, you just take any key that you don't need, cube it with a scroll, so you don't even have to identify the scroll. If you don't want this one, if you don't want to re-roll it, if you need another dragon stone for some reason, then you can just cube it with a key, and then it becomes a dragon stone, or 8 more ancient decipherers, which will allow you to identify more scrolls. Let's just throw these in here. We got 53 ancient decipherer points. We put that in. We got 61. And this should give us 69 ancient decipherer points. So essentially, we did find some new recipes. We did get some new scrolls. We didn't get the recipe 14 we were looking for. So that means we could just go around Act 1 and farm some more, try to get some more scrolls. If we don't get them, then try to re-roll them. And we could also upgrade our gems, right? If we got that recipe, we could have just got perfect gems almost. But we could use the blemished gems, which costs an arm and a leg. So what do? He's using the boots. So we could make 1 blemished and then 2 blemished. You could buy this blemished topaz. But then what do we put in here? Another flawless topaz. So this is just to help us get some more magic find. So if we go here, cube the helmet with a key, we could take out the gems. Then we could upgrade them from flawless to blemished gems. Then we could just throw them in the helmet. That would be a little bit better. And that was for that one, so that could stay there. There we go, 40% magic find, 40% gold find. Could upgrade the thing in our gloves if we want, but so there we go. That's the cubed recipes, the secret cube recipes. Now we need to get more scrolls. Alright, so we just remembered this one. Rune forging target item includes pretty much most of the items. So you just need 2 of the same rune, target item, a chip gem as the bonus of the rune. So what we could do is open up our cube, go to our rune stalker, use this key to take out the runes. Essentially we could just take out the runes and then reorganize the runes at the moment. So we just take out however many of these runes we have, and then we would just add them to its own rune stalker. And then we could just keep track of how many runes we have, and then we can take out all the runes easier. So we did collect a whole bunch of this one, I guess. How many more do we have? We just have 1 more. Yes. And then when you cube this by itself, it changes to the next rune. So it allows you to take out the next level rune. Then it just cycles through them, right? To go to the U rune, the Shy rune, the K rune, the N rune. And then you'd be able to take out all of your runes. And then we could make rune words. Or we could do rune forging, that's right. So we're just going to take out all these gems and reorganize them here quick. All of these ruins. Alright, so now we could go over here. We could go trade this person. We could just go buy a bunch of rune stalkers. So we just go misc, buy rune stalkers. Maybe just buy a bunch of them. So we'll just have 10 of them for now. Essentially, now we could just throw the rune stalkers over here. If we could find which ones they are. Essentially, we'll just throw them over here. And then we'll organize them. So we had this one. We left the runes in here. This would be the K rune. And then we could pretty much just cube them, right? The rune stalker. You just cube the rune stalker once. Then it'd be the second rune. So we just gotta make sure these are all rune stalkers. So there's the second one. So we could cube this one. We could cube this one twice to make the third rune. And then we could cube this one 3 times to make the K rune, which we already have. So we'd cube it 4 times. So the K rune would go here, and then rune stalker I. And then we just keep organizing them like this. So let's just go through the rune stalkers. We're going to be putting them in our inventory pretty much, trying to reorganize everything. Alright, so we kind of have the runes organized, right? We got all the rune stalkers for rune 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these ones, they're red runes, they're a bit different. I think we had one of them. We killed the Countess and then we got this MI rune. So this would go right here then. Essentially, if we find a rune, we could put it beside the rune stalker. And we could stock it in here, right? If we wanted to put it in here, we could just throw the I runes in here and transmute. And then maybe store some of them in case we need them for the future. Then they'd just be a lot easier to take out. Then we just have to take the rune stalker we want, keep it with the key, and then we get that specific rune without having to cube it a bunch of times. Plus we could actually see what the runes do, right? So we could also upgrade the runes. We could also throw 2 of the same runes, transmute it, then it becomes the next tier of the rune. So we'll probably end up doing that too, right? We don't need all of these runes. You could upgrade them to the next tier and maybe the next one, because we don't have any of these runes at all. We don't have any K runes. Oh, we had 7 of them. That's right. They're inside here. So you could maybe take out 4. Maybe just keep 4 beside it just in case you need them. And then if you need more, they will be inside the rune stalker. So there we go. Let's just cube these just so we don't have so many. So how many is in here? None. So let's just throw some in here then. And then if we want to take some out, we could see what they do, and then we could do some rune forging. Essentially that'd be something to do. Let's try to get like 4 copies of each rune. There you go, so that's mostly organized. Let's just upgrade these runes here, and then upgrade this one. And then there we go. That's all right for right now. So everything's organized with the runes. Could we use any of them as rune forging? Enhanced weapon damage plus defense, faster run walk. We could get the faster run walk. Monster defense, regenerate mana. Damage goes to mana. So that's whenever you get hit, you will gain mana. Weapon gloves, 9 damage. This one adds 4 to 20 cold damage, cold resistance. So let's just get a whole bunch of these ones. Ring, amulets, charms, helmets, and boots. So we can just put them on the helmets and boots. We just need to get these ones. So we don't really have a use for those ones. We'll probably find a bunch more. You can also downgrade ruins. But essentially, if we take these here, and then we go take a chipped gem, so we could probably just go buy a chipped gem.
Good day.
Just go here, buy any 2 chipped gems, and then I believe it's socketed you. It's best to take out the items before you forge it, right? So if you have anything socketed in here, take out these sockets, and then forge the item. So we just want to take these runes here. It would add it to the helmet. 2 runes, chip gem, so superior Hegeshane. Why didn't it work? Target item, 2 of the same runes, chip gem, unique set, crafted rare magic equipment. So it doesn't work with white equipment. So you can't do rune forging on socketed items or rune words or anything. So it has to be unique set, crafted rare or magic. Alright. Well, the boots are. So we could add run speed to the boots. So now it's forge equipment, 15% faster run walk. Can we forge the charm as well? Maybe we can. Unless it's gray. We're not sure. Let's try. Yeah, we could try it. We could just take it out. We could see. Maybe we can because it's a unique item actually. So let's take out the gem here. Then we just add the rune forging. I'm actually pretty sure you can forge these. Maybe not. Maybe it's the other unique charms. Alright, so you can't because it's just a gray item. So we'll just put these back in here then. We could figure out something. We could gamble for the circlet, right? We need to gamble for the circlet. Essentially, if we find a way to get gold, we could start gambling for better items. We could maybe try to get the... what is it? Get the leather gloves or something. So the circlet would be a magic find circlet. We just have to find the magic find circlet. So that'd be something else to do. There's a bit about rune forging. I guess we just forge the one item, that's it. Because a mercenary could use them. Rings, amulets, charms. We could forge the rings, I guess. Then we get like better runs. That makes sense. Yeah, we could just go here. We could just forge the rings and the amulets. So we could remove the forging, right? It does work. Yeah, 15% faster run walk. So let's just do that then. We could do it to the rings and the amulets. So we just need 2 chipped gems. And then to remove it, I think you just add 1 stamina potion, right? So we could show that too. You add 1 stamina potion. You just need... don't have enough gold to buy chipped gems. So that means we could go to our gem can. We have lots of chipped gems in our gem can. So we're actually broke at the moment. Just cube this a few times until it starts taking out chipped gems. Then we can take out any chipped gems. So I guess we don't need to buy the chipped gems. We have lots of them. So now, if you take an item that has a forging on it, right? Any item, it could be a ring, could be boots or something. I think you just take 1 stamina potion. Oh, something like that. To remove forging. Should show you up here. Remove forging. Forge item 3 thawing potions. Alright, so it's 3 thawing potions. So if you wanted to remove the forging on a mod to replace it with a different one, or to get your items back, this is especially handy when you're doing more expensive forging. So if you have like 3 thawing potions, it would give you everything except for the underlying materials, which would be the chipped gem, right? So now your boots, they don't have the forging anymore, and you could put a new forging on it. So it's just like a temporary boost you could put on it and then take off at any time and then put back on it and then replace it with something else when you find better items. It's not permanent, right? You can take it off. So we'll just add the run speed to the rings. And then if we find better rings, I think the amulet's really good. If we find better ones, we could just essentially make them better. We could just transfer it, right? We take the run walk speed off of our old rings, and then we transfer it to the new ring, so the new ring would have 15% faster run walk. So considering we're broke and we don't have any money, we do have to go farm some things. So there we go. We got 15, 30, 60% faster run walk. 60% faster run walk just from forging the items. And we'll just add the topaz back to the charm here. And then this circlet that we didn't gamble the thing we're looking for, we could just throw that in here. So that's it. Yeah, that's it. So there we go. We upgraded our things. Now we're going to run 60% faster. That's going to be amazing. And we organized these things, right? We found some recipes. We didn't find recipe 14 yet, but we can add sockets to an item. We just need to get elixirs, which requires recipe 1, which we need cookbooks and steaks. So there we go. Now we're making progress. There's a whole bunch of the recipes for the mod that we could use really early here, and then we might as well just upgrade some other things too, right? We have the Q rune. We only have 3 of them. They give plus 9 to maximum damage on the weapons and gloves. So we could take 2 end runes. We could take 2 of these runes. We don't really need those at the moment. We could cube them to upgrade them. now they become that rune. Now we just need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chipped gems. So we can just go here to the gem can, take 5 chipped gems. So we don't have to buy chipped gems from the vendor. We could just pretty much take them from the can if we have them. So we needed 5. So it's just a really good way to improve your character's items at a low level that gives you a temporary boost. Well, I mean, you could switch it to other items. So we just wanted to put it on the shield, armor, and belts. So we could put it on the belt. So the belt would have plus 3 mana per kill. And then that means that we could even change our socket in the gloves, right? We could change the socket in the gloves. We don't need the mana per kill anymore if it's on our items. So now this has plus 3 mana per kill, and the shield, put it on here too. This will have plus 3 mana per kill, as well as its other benefits. And then the weapons, wanted to put this on because it would do plus 9 to maximum damage. Weapons and gloves plus 9 to maximum damage. So that would just increase our damage a little bit. Might as well, it does something to it. 28 maximum damage. Attacker takes damage. 20% increased attack speed. Oh, it adds 3 to 24 damage. That's right. Because it already had damage on it, it just added it to the 3 to 24. Perfect. So now we could put it on the gloves. So let's just take out this this sapphire. We don't need that anymore. Or maybe we do. 8% deadly strike. But if we take the gloves, we could throw these in there, and then the gloves would also have plus 9 to maximum damage. So now it's attack speed, maximum damage, poison resist, poison length reduced, and the set style gives us the plus 1 to skills. And then we could figure out something to put in there. Adds cold damage, defense, knockback, enhanced damage. So maybe we have a good jewel or something. Or maybe we don't have a good jewel. So we could just put, what? Some type of gem. We could just put the sapphire in there. It's just more mana per kill, I guess. So there we go. Now we got the rings are forged, the belt is forged, the boots, the gloves, the armor, the amulet, the weapon, the shield, everything except for the helmet, because you can't forge gray items. So we're gonna have to find a different helmet that we can forge with something, but essentially there's our character. Still got the gems in there, we still got the potions that we should put back in our belt, and our inventory and bank is still pretty organized. So this thing we could also upgrade the belt, right? Is it a stamina potion? If we throw a stamina potion here, should upgrade it to a regular belt, right? Yes. Alright, and kept the forging and everything, so there we go. It just essentially changes the type. If you take a sash or a light belt and cube it with 1 stamina potion, it'll turn it into a light belt. So this will just allow you to hold more things. So even when you get your first belt in the first game, you could add 1 stamina potion to it, and then it'll give you more spots to hold potions. So let's just go fill our potions then quick, since we did that recipe too. There's just so many recipes that could help your character at a low level. We still have to do the same thing to the mercenary, right? The mercenary, he's still pretty plain. She doesn't really have anything. Well, plus 1 to skill is plus magic fan. She does have some things, but she could use a lot better things. She could use forging her items and everything. Essentially, what do we do? Just go try to farm more items here and try to upgrade our character some more. Try to maybe get some gold to gamble. Get some more of these to try to re-roll, to try to get scroll 14.